Hi everyone, welcome back to Words of Wisdom. It is January 17th, the new moon. I'm currently on vacation, sitting in Mexico right now, and I had to get this message out before I did anything else today. January 17, new moon, brings powerful changes. So slow down for a moment and really check in with yourself, because the January 17 moon is not just any moon. If this message found you, it's not random. This energy is stirring up hidden emotions, sudden realizations, quiet endings, and new commitments that actually matter. Something you've been brushing aside, keeping to yourself, or thinking you had under control is ready to surface. It's not going to be loud. It's not going to be dramatic energy. It's going to be subtle, but very powerful. Think quiet wake-up calls. If you ignore what's coming up now, you could miss an important turning point. So welcome back. If you're new here, this space is all about real, honest astrology, not just what's happening, but why it's happening and how to move through it with clarity. This moon is about truth, release, independence, and inner growth. It nudges you to feel instead of overthinking everything. Stick with me as we break down how this moon affects your emotions, relationships, work, money, and energy, and how to handle it with confidence. This January 17 moon goes deep for us, all of us. It goes deep for you. It reaches into parts of your emotional world you don't usually sit with. Feelings become personal, intense, and hard to ignore. This energy does not skip the surface. It dives straight in. Old emotions, memories, or truths you thought were handled might come back up, not because you failed, but because they're ready to be released for real. Okay? You're usually led by logic. You like to observe, analyze, and stay a step removed emotionally. Okay? That distance often protects you, but under this moon, those walls will soften. You might feel fine one minute, then suddenly hit with nostalgia, sadness, or a heaviness you can't quite explain. You may also feel more sensitive to words, tones, or memories. That's not you backsliding. It's clarity showing up all at once. This moon asks you to look at something you've been avoiding. Maybe it's how you truly feel about someone. Maybe it's a situation that no longer fits who you are becoming. Or maybe it's the realization that an old version of you, built on obligation, fear, or avoidance, is ready to go. That tension you feel right now, the push and pull between holding on and letting go, it's intentional. You are at a crossroads, and the universe is quietly nudging you toward growth. Comfort feels safe, but it can also keep you stuck. Growth asks for honesty and emotional courage, even when it's uncomfortable. Your intuition is turned way up right now. Dreams may feel vivid. You might wake up with strong emotions or sudden aha moments. You may crave quiet, alone time, or reflection more than usual. Trust that. Journal. Sit with your thoughts. Let yourself feel without judging it. You don't have to figure everything out today. You just need to listen. One thing to watch out for: pushing feelings down or distracting yourself won't make them disappear. They'll just come back louder, later, as stress, burnout, or emotional exhaustion. This moon is giving you a chance to process now instead of repairing it later. Let the emotions move. Ask what they're trying to show you. Feeling deeply is not weakness, it's wisdom. This moon isn't here to break you. It's here to lighten your load and help you reconnect with who you really are. When you let go of what you've been carrying, the next chapter feels clearer and easier. In relationships, this moon shines a bright light. It brings truth, honesty, and emotional clarity. Sometimes uncomfortable, but freeing. You won't be able to hide behind logic or emotional distance right now. What's real in your connections comes into focus. If you are in a relationship, emotions might pop up unexpectedly. Okay? Conversations you didn't plan could happen. Topics you've avoided may need attention. There may be a need for honesty, healing, or space. That doesn't mean something's wrong. It means authenticity is being tested. Avoiding emotional talks now only builds pressure. Listening matters just as much as speaking. Say what you feel without getting defensive. If your relationship is solid, this moon can actually deepen your bond. Vulnerability brings you closer. Sharing fears, needs, or hopes that can feel like a relief instead of a fight. But if a connection has been distant, draining, or out of sync with your growth, this moon will not let that slide. You may realize you've outgrown someone, your needs aren't being met, or you've been staying quiet just to keep the peace. Those realizations might sting, but they're empowering. When love starts to feel heavy, your soul notices before your mind does. This moon asks, are you staying because of love or just because it's familiar or comfortable? If you are single, this moon brings emotional clarity before attraction. You may reflect on past relationships and finally see the patterns clearly. You might understand why things ended and decide not to repeat the same story. Someone from the past could resurface through a memory, a message, or coincidence. It's not random. It's about closure or seeing things differently now. The big love message. Do not ignore emotional signals. Silence, tension, and pauses are all clues pointing to where honesty is needed. Choose real connection over convenient connection. Love that lets you grow instead of asking you to shrink. Career-wise, this moon applies quiet pressure. Nothing dramatic may change on the outside, but inside, something is shifting. You might feel restless, even if your job is quote-unquote fine. Work could feel draining or limiting, while something more meaningful starts calling your attention. This moon is not about quitting on the spot. It's about recalibrating your direction. Ask yourself, is this really where I want to be? Am I growing or am I just surviving? Why doesn't this excite me anymore? And I'm going through that right now with my job. I have been going through that for about the last 6 months, to be honest. I'm bored. It's not challenging. I'm tired of doing the same repetitive things every day. These questions mean growth, not failure. A random conversation, comment, or feedback could confirm what you've already been feeling. If you've been holding back creative ideas or independent plans, that spark is reigniting. It's going to happen. Just don't make impulsive moves out of frustration. This phase is about awareness, not reaction. Pay attention to what energizes you and what drains you. This is very valuable information. Okay? Think of this moon as planting a seed. The results come later, but only if you notice what's happening now. Financially, this moon brings awareness, not chaos. It highlights patterns you may have ignored. You might notice emotional spending or situations where money feels tied to stress or dependence. Since freedom is huge, financial tension can feel extra heavy. In other words, if you're the type of person where you're feeling depressed or down or want to do something, you go out and you go shopping and spend money. Do not do that. Unexpected expenses could pop up. This is not to punish you, but to show you where boundaries or adjustments are needed. Avoid fear-based choices. Ask yourself if something supports long-term freedom or just short-term comfort. Small changes now can make a huge difference later. Energetically, you're more sensitive than usual. You may soak up other people's stress easily. I know I do, as an empath. That's your cue to slow down, rest, hydrate, quiet time, and gentle movement really matter right now. Your intuition is strong. Stillness, journaling, or reflection can bring very powerful insights. Protect your energy. Step back from draining situations when you can. Peace is not selfish, it's necessary. January 17. It's not here to scare you, it's here to wake you up. A shift is happening whether you fight it or flow with it. When you move with awareness instead of fear, this moon becomes guidance instead of disruption. Trust what you're feeling. Pay attention to the signs. Stay true to yourself. And let the universe help lead the way forward. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe, as this will move towards others who need to hear this. If there is someone you know who might benefit from hearing this, please share. Please share, as guidance and love will spread to all. Sorry about my voice, everyone. I've kind of lost my voice. I love you all. God bless. Take care.